I finished smoothing out the head. Well, not really smoothing it, but getting as far as I want it for now. And I'm going to start defining the wings. And we have the claws and the shield. But first thing we need to do is define the wings, because these bottom parts of the wings here, the feathers, that's the thinnest part of the carving, the lowest part. Once we have that, then we can figure out where the rest of it's going to go. So I've got a big old 20 millimeter V-gouge here, and I'm going to go along this line and get that defined. Going uphill because I'm going with the grain on this side. Now I'm going to go against the grain on the flag side, clean that up a little bit with the grain on the flag side. And it doesn't matter too much if the edges get a little rough, because it's all going to be rounded over. I'm actually going to rinse right now to purposely peel off the chips. I'm going to create a hollow in here. This will remain full thickness. It'll get thinner down here. It'll get thinner as it goes to the tip. And this is going to have a nice scoop out of it. Makes a nice shadow and a nice three-dimensional look. So I did this originally with the V-gouge. Now I'm going to take a straight chisel and define that deeper. And then carve up that line. Turning the 90 gouge on its side, you can actually still fly over here, you can get down through, get down to that sucker. Do it again. switch stick. This one done will be on the stick, and then we'll grab it up here. Let's do all the way. Back to this sprinkle. All right, so I'm 3/4 inch deep. That's as far as I want to go from here, because I got to finish it off, and we'll be losing more when I start doing the detail feathering. So we can blend the top. I'll get this out. I have finished roughing out the wing. Here's what it looks like. You can see the shape of it. It's, again, it's just roughed out. I actually went almost a little too deep down here. I'm at my bottom, so I gotta be real careful when I'm carving the feathers not to go through, but that won't be a problem. I've got I'm going to do the other wing, and then we'll come back and we'll start working on probably the claws and the banner and get them level out, so we can do the flags after that. Here's where, when you make a mistake, like I just broke off the tip of the wing, don't worry about it, because that's what they make super glue for. Can't even see it, but it's the very back tip of this, and I could get away with leaving it on there because I'm going to be back cutting all this. It'll all be gone anyhow, because you never know if you're going to change, if something's going to change. So get that glued on. A little squirt of accelerator. A little bit of time to dry. I'll be able to continue right on carving. When I'm done, that repair won't even be noticeable. You just got to be careful around that tip now. Breakages happen quite often. I've had a carving almost completely done. Walked around the bench here, caught one of these things on my shirt, and snapped it right off. And if you really screw something up, it's not that big of a deal. It's just wood. You can glue a piece of wood in. Like sometimes in the past, I've messed up the claws. I just wasn't happy with them. So I would take and cut them right off, get this all nice and flat and level, glue in another piece of wood, and start all over again until I was happy with it. You just got to make sure that you get it nice and flat. If it's in the right place, you can make a little jig for your router and route it out nice and flat. Normally what I'll do is I'll take a plane, once I get the whatever it is I don't like knocked off, I'll take a plane and get it as flat as I can, then block it with some sandpaper. I challenge you to get away from your basswood. I mean, you can still use it, but try out the pine. And if you're in the south, or it's usually the south, most of the northern areas have a lot of white pine. You definitely want it clear. Home Depot actually sells some expensive but nice clear pine. Sometimes they have 5/4, which is a full inch. Usually they have 4/4, 3/4 of an inch, which is fine for doing the small standard Bellamy, or you can glue it up. Just go in and give it a try. You'll be surprised how nice it is to carve. And anything that's going to go outside, you definitely do not want basswood. Pine will hold up a long time. I just moved down here from Connecticut. I had a 250-year-old house, and it still had the original pine clapboards on the outside. It was like a 3-story house. A lot of the clapboards up high hadn't had paint on them for a long time. They just turned dark gray, but they hold up to the elements. As long as it's not touching the ground. When you're gluing up a big blank like this, even a small blank where it's just 2 pieces of wood, you got to make sure to look at the end grain. Be careful that the growth rings are going in the exact same direction, both on the ends and lengthwise. So on this one, growth rings are coming from back to front, and that's why when I carve this way, it just splinters right off, except for if I'm going downhill. So you got to look at both the growth rings, the curves, make sure that when you glue them together, they're exactly the same. And also look at the side of the board too, and look at the way the grain is running, and make sure you glue them up so they're both going in the same direction that way also. Otherwise you'll get into carving nice and smooth here and hit your edge over here, and it'll all peel up on you, tear out if you're not careful. One of the things I don't like about these eagles that have the head glued on to begin with, very hard to work around them. For instance, this flag goes all the way down here. Looks like that all the way down here. It's really hard to get at and get everything looking right. Luckily, a lot of it you can't see because the head's in the way. But I'll end up flipping this thing on its back and working from underneath it.